Begin by finding a comfortable position, standing, sitting, or lying down. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Just take a deep breath in. Hold it for 2 seconds. Exhale fully. Let's open ourselves to today's practice by breathing in some mantras. So inhale deeply, think I am open. Exhale fully, I release distraction. Inhale deeply, I am ready to learn. Exhale fully, I let go of expectation. So let's bring our breaths to its natural rhythm. And let's consider this quote from Dolores Cannon together. Sometimes you have to go with the unknown. Now pause and let those words settle. Sometimes you have to go with the unknown. Not figure it out, not solve it. Just go with it. That is easier said than done. Because when the outcome of an experience is unclear, when there's no definite answer, no clear reasoning, we tend to feel frustrated, anxious, or even unsafe. And as a result, our body responds with fight, flight, or freeze. And it does this because in the wild, survival often came to those alert enough to respond to unknown dangers. But today, that same response can be triggered by smaller things. By things like a text not answered, or the words, "we need to talk," or maybe vague feedback from a supervisor, or even an unexpected knock at the door. And science has taught us that our body systems often don't know the difference between physical danger, like something lurking in the tall grass, and societal or practical uncertainty, like someone being mad at us. So let's pause here. Let's take a breath. Let's gently acknowledge there's discomfort here. The discomfort is real, but that discomfort doesn't always mean I'm in danger. I want you to bring awareness to a space inside you, a space of safe tolerance. And as you observe discomfort, remember you don't have to fix the feeling. You don't have to chase answers. Let yourself sit with your thoughts of the unknown, of the uncomfortable, for 1 minute. I will leave you to do this. Remember, we don't have to fix it. We don't have to figure it out. Just observe what's there. Now, as you keep noticing your thoughts, I want you to repeat this to yourself. Not knowing is hard. I feel uncomfortable. But the presence of that feeling doesn't always mean I'm unsafe. Let's say it again and really let it land. Not knowing is hard. I feel uncomfortable. But even when I notice that feeling, it doesn't always mean that I'm unsafe. Whenever you feel discomfort with the unknown and you notice the thoughts rolling through your head, an important tactic is to ask yourself, is the thought I'm having, is it a fact, or is my brain filling in the blank? Often the honest answer for me is, this thought is my brain trying to make sense of uncertainty. And having it is never a failure. Filler thoughts is what the mind does, but you don't have to believe every story your thoughts tell you. So I want you to inhale deeply, then exhale nice and slow. And as you exhale, let one thought, one story you've been holding drift away just for now. Let it go. Now, discomfort with the unknown also happens when we're called to face change or take a risk, both large and small. It happens when we choose to try a new restaurant, or when we debate moving to a new city, or trying out a new career. But here's the gentle truth about all the thoughts related to that. Your brain is wired to conserve energy. And there are times when avoiding a risk or a change is truly the best way to keep you safe and healthy. But sometimes that risk avoidance system works a little too well. And we have thoughts like, don't take that chance. What if you fail? Even when the risk we are looking to take is small or has a potential outcome that is far better than our past or present experience. That same little voice will tell us to reject what is unfamiliar, because adapting to new things requires a lot more effort than sticking with the familiar. And the way we can address this is by reframing our thoughts. So let's reframe together. Say or think to yourself, the unknown can mean possibility, not threat. Now let's breathe that in together. Inhale, welcoming in possibility. Exhale, it's not a threat. Again, inhale, I welcome possibility. Exhale, I remember it's not a threat. Sometimes we not only need to reframe the unknown, we also need to reframe our thoughts about ourselves as we face it. Because oftentimes we have guilt or shame about what we are doing in those moments. So I want you to try thinking of yourself as a student learning. Picture it. You don't expect students in a classroom to have all the answers. So why do you expect that of yourself when you are dealing with new things? Why do you expect that of yourself when you are taking on challenges? Dolores Cannon faced the unknown, not with a sense of fear or shame, but with a sense of curiosity and trust. And Dolores came across thought system shattering information again and again. And when she saw that, she didn't just cast it aside or let her lack of knowing stop her. She just asked questions. She gave herself time to process. She did research and consulted different experts when it was needed. If an idea or something felt too heavy or complex to face in the moment she was in, she let herself shift focus to something else, trusting she could return to it later when she had more understanding or more time. She also had the mindset that the entire universe was a place where risks can be taken. She saw past lives, karma, the higher self, all parts of the universe that made a space for any trouble or failure to just be lessons learned, not a permanent sense of identity or punishment. So let's embrace her ideas together. Repeat after me. I take what is for me. I leave what isn't for me. Mistakes will not define who I am when I am learning. Let's do that again. I take in what is for me, and I leave what isn't for me at this time. Mistakes will not define who I am anytime I am learning. Now I want you to think of one uncertainty in your life. It can be small or large, and silently embrace this truth as you hug yourself with your arms. I don't need the answer to this right now. I only need to stay curious. And as you embrace yourself with your arms, just let it sink in. Now you can let your arms drop back to a natural position and return to your breath. Take one deep breath in, hold it for 2 seconds, exhale fully. And we're going to breathe in these mantras as we close the practice today. Inhale deeply, thinking I am open. Exhale fully, I go with the unknown. Inhale, I'm ready to learn. Exhale, I rest in not knowing. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes or bring your gaze back to the room or the place you are in. And remember, sometimes you have to go with the unknown. not because it's easy, but because it's real, and you are safe and capable enough to meet it today. Thank you for practicing with us. Namaste.